Good morning, fellow orchid lovers. This is Danielle here with an update on my newest orchids, additions to my family. I ordered from two places. I ordered from Carmela's in Hawaii, and I also ordered from Hauserman, which I'm going to try to pan over slowly so I don't make anyone dizzy. Those are the ones I ordered from Hauserman, so I'll get to them next. But I'm gonna do the Carmela orchids first. Carmela Orchid sells like big box specials, and the one that I got is 10 cattleyas, bare-rooted cattleyas, and they pick the cattleyas, so you're kind of surprised when they come. So I'll just try to quickly show you each one. So this one is that. I'm not going to try to pronounce the names because that would just take too long. So this is the first one. It's this plant right here. No new growths. There are some pretty decent roots. I did check the rhizomes on every single one of these plants, and so far so good. It doesn't look like any of them have fusarium. The next one, it was in two pieces in the pot. It's this one. And I love how chunky the pseudobulbs are. Very chunky. This is a new growth on this one. But like I said, it's two pieces. The next one, excuse me, I'm losing my voice and I just dropped the tag on the floor, so bear with me a second. Technical difficulties. Okay. It's a volcano queen. I actually got two volcano queens. Different types, but both volcano queens. Again, not in spike, no new growths. This is the tallest cane. I don't see any signs of a flower spike. But a decent root system, so that's good. The next one is this one. It's a pretty decent sized plant. No new growths and no spikes, and it doesn't look like it's ever bloomed before. But like I said, it's a pretty decent sized plant. It has a very extensive root system. So, I'm sorry I didn't show you the tag. So that's that one. The next ones have new growths. So this one is the other volcano queen. And it has a new growth starting right at the base there. See that green bump? And then this is a newer pseudobulb. It's not quite mature yet. I don't see a sheath or anything forming in there, but it doesn't look like this orchid has bloomed yet either. I just want to put that in so it doesn't get separated from the plant. The next one is this one. It does have a new growth as well. It's much more advanced. So this one's, the pseudobulbs are a little more wrinkled than I would like to see, so I'm concerned about hydration with this plant. The roots are very firm though, so hopefully, you know, now that we put it in water culture, it'll get a little bit more hydration. So that's that one. The next one is this one. I know a lot of people on YouTube have this one. Ports of Paradise Emerald Isle. This one also has a new growth. It's got some weird discoloration on the tips of its leaves that I don't really love. I am keeping these on a separate shelf from the rest of my orchids. They're in the same room but on a separate shelf, just because I like to quarantine things. So it had two new growths. It came to me with this one broken. I did not break that. But this one's in good shape. The root system on this one's not as great. These are very papery, but it does still seem to hydrate the plant, so I'm leaving them be. This is its newest pseudobulb. It's quite larger than the other ones, but again, no signs of a sheath. Focusing is a problem in this type of light, I'm sorry. It's a very dreary day here, so I don't have really good light coming in from outside, so that makes it kind of hard for me to light these appropriately. Okay, so the next couple have either sheaths or flowers. I looked this one up and I'm really kind of excited about the flower on this one. I think it's really pretty. But it has two sheaths, but there's nothing in these sheaths, but they're green and healthy. So I'm hoping that there will it will develop into something. Each one of these leaves kind of has, well, that one not, but a lot of them have a pink tip on them. That it came to me like that. So I'm thinking maybe it was getting a little bit too much light, or maybe that's just, you know, something that this orchid gets. I didn't get an opportunity because things have been kind of hectic around here to really research each one of these as extensively as I'd like. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to do soon. Just because I like to know what type of plant I'm dealing with and if I have the right light for it. This is a piece of this plant. It actually was my fault. When I was taking it apart, this kind of fell off. It was not 2 plants. I messed it up. And that is this one right here. It has spiked in the past. We have an old spike right here. And then over here we have a sheath. Nothing in the sheath. Oh, no, I lie. That's a definite bulge in that sheath. Okay, so we're probably going to get flowers on this one. So that's exciting. So that's that one. That's 2 pieces of that one. And then the last one came to me with flowers on. And it's this one. I think that's a catanara. It was 2 pieces. No, it wasn't actually. I cut this one apart because the way it was growing in the pot, half of it was growing sideways and half of it was growing up. So the only way you could pot it is with half of the orchid like literally laying off the side. And so I just cut the rhizome where the other half was falling over and divided it into 2 plants. And that might have been a bad idea, but for my growing situation, what it was doing was just not going to work. I'm just trying to see if there's any new growths on this one. I don't think that there is, but it has a very extensive root system and a healthy one at that. So I'm not really concerned about it. This latest new growth right here is pretty mature. Yeah, so that's half of it. And then the other half had flowers. They came in pretty bad condition. I mean, they came from Hawaii and it's pretty cold here right now. So even though they were only in a box for 2 days, they probably were exposed to temperatures that weren't great for it. So yeah, they're not doing so great, but you can get an idea of what they're going to look like. I am going to cut this spike after this video because they're fading fast. But the rest of the plant looks pretty healthy. It looks like on this one, the pseudobulb is not mature when it flowers. So that's different for me. I don't think I have another Cattleya that does that. So that's pretty much it. Very pretty flowers. I like the golden lip with the pink. All right, so now we're gonna go over to my Hauserman order. I'm excited about this order, but I'm also disappointed, and I'll go through them and explain why. I'll do the disappointment first. There's a couple disappointments, so let me. I got another Shelob token because I love this plant. I love the flower, and my last one died. It had fusarium and it died. I didn't get the treatment in time, and so I got another plant. The reason why I'm disappointed with this one, I mean, I'm excited because it doesn't seem to have fusarium. I did cut the rhizome, and I didn't see a purple ring at all. I didn't see any purple at all. So that's exciting. The reason why I'm disappointed though is that this plant it cost the same as the last one I got, and the last one I got was more than double this, and it had 3 spikes. So that's very disappointing for me. But at the same time, it doesn't have fusarium as far as I can see, so there's a good chance it's going to survive, and you know, we'll have this plant for a while, hopefully. It does have a new growth on the back, so that's great. That's producing some new roots. So I'm going to keep an eye on this plant. I think that the way I was growing it actually sped up the fusarium the last time. I think I was keeping it too damp, and that's like perfect for a fungus to thrive in. So I'm going to monitor this one closely. I may just treat all of these new orchids for fusarium just as a precautionary measure, because it can't hurt them. So it's very possible I'm going to do that. The next one is this tiny little guy right here. It's got a very decent root system on him. However, his newest growth, I'll show you what it is. A tiny little guy. his newest growth was broken. I got it, I unboxed it, and it was wobbling, and I was like, I bet you that's broken, and sure enough, both of the leaves are snapped. So I'm kind of disappointed with that. It's kind of a tiny plant to begin with, so to have a part of it broken, I mean, this order was not packaged very well. The plants were, packaged, laid in the box, but there was no additional packaging around the plants to keep them from moving around. Plus, we hit like 20 degrees last week when these were delivered, and, I would think that they would have wanted to insulate them a little better, which is surprising to me because usually I'm extremely impressed with how well the orchids from Hauserman are packaged. So I was a little disappointed in that. Another orchid that was disappointing was this one, because again, this is the second time I've purchased this plant. The last one died of fusarium, and the last one I got was larger than this, and it had a flower spike when I got it. I did not order it in spike the last time, but it was larger than this. This is a very immature plant. I mean, it had several mature pseudobulbs. This one has like teeny tiny little pseudobulbs and 2 new growths. And so again, I don't think it has fusarium. I did check it, so that's a positive thing, but it's just so small compared to the last one I got. So I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up. Another one that was disappointing was this one. This is tiny. It's a Rhynchostylus. And I understand they did say that, it's several years off blooming. But I mean, look at that plant. Look at how tiny that plant is. Several years off blooming? Yeah, I'm going to say probably like at least 5, if not more. At least. Because, I mean, look at this. That's my other Rhynchostylus. Look how huge that plant is. And it's spiking. So it's got to get to that size. Well, maybe not. I'm going to do more research on this. Maybe this is just a miniature version. I don't know. But it's so small. I can't see this thing blooming anytime soon. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. I did get my first Neophonetia. This is the falcata, I believe is how you pronounce it. Such a cute little plant. I really like this plant. I believe this is the correct size. I don't think that these are large plants, so that's pretty cool. I got another dendrobium. This one is a deciduous dendrobium, so it does have the whole leafless cane thing, which I know I said I don't really like, but I'm trying to branch out with my orchids here. It looks like it has had spikes before. I don't know why I'm having trouble focusing. I'm so sorry. The blur, but you can kind of see it there. It's got a nice long cane. It doesn't seem to have its terminal leaf yet, so I am continuing to water just barely. Like I give it a tiny bit of water. I wet the roots. I give it a little tiny bit of water, like barely even in there. And, within an hour or so, all the water's gone. So it is still drinking. But I am trying to cut back a little bit because as you can see, the leaves are going yellow and it is a deciduous orchid. So it will drop those leaves, I'm assuming, for the winter. But it seems like the cane in the back is still growing. So I'm going to continue to water it until it seems like it's done. The next one is this one. I got this one because the flowers are so pretty. But again, I don't know much about this one, so I do have to do some research. Figure out where is the best place to grow it. This is a new growth right here, fairly well advanced. It does have a very decent root system, so I'm excited about that. Lots of green growing tips, so it seems like a very healthy orchid. So that's that one. And then as a final, exciting, almost makes up for all the disappointment, this is my first twinkle. This is the red twinkle, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 spikes on it. So this is going to be quite a show. Only 2 buds were open when it came to me. The other ones seemed pretty plump. So it's not gonna work. Trying to get you a nice view of these, but it is so tiny. So it's gonna be quite a show when it does open, but it does seem like we're gonna, oh, another one just opened. That was not open before. It does seem like it's gonna be in bloom for quite a while too, because we have quite a few mature buds and quite a few small buds. So those are my new orchids. I have homes for each one of them. The grow room that I started in the bathroom does accommodate all of my new cattleyas, so that's great. Yeah, so I'm going to do an update hopefully soon about the grow lights and how things are going with that. And then there's a few orchids that I have that either have spikes that are starting to grow, or new growths, or other various updates that I'm kind of excited about. So I'm gonna hopefully do another update soon. Been so busy lately, I haven't had time to really keep in touch with you guys and let you know what's going on. And I do try to get back to your comments like as quickly as possible, but sometimes I'm just in the middle of something, and if I forget to get back to you, I'm so sorry. I do read everything that's posted. I just don't always have the time to respond. But I will make an effort to do so. If you have any questions about the orchids or any feedback or any culture tips, if you have, the same orchids that I got. I don't think I showed you the tag on the dendrobium, because again, I'm very much a noob when it comes to the dendrobium. So if you have culture tips on anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, everybody happy growing, and I will talk to you next time.